Okay, biologist, you can take over again. Sorry.
It's fine. Scott's not even on the line anymore, so.
We're sorry. We just had to have a moment to talk about these.
We got the important information from him. So thanks very much for calling in, Scott.
What are we coming up to?
We biologists know when we're not wanted.
I know, right?
No, we just had to talk about the pillows for a very short period of time. What are these?
So these are lots and lots of little,
please, thank you.
little sponges.
Little sponges?
Yeah. Maybe polyopagons?
Get a little closer.
Pilots, we're probably going to stay in this area for a little while just to try and gauge what's going on here.
Okay. Do we have a shipment event?
Nope, we don't. We're stationary.
Copy.
Yeah, I think we probably just finished swinging, so this is a good spot.
Pilot, you're creeping in.
Yeah, I'm doing that on purpose.
Okay.
Watch lead, are you talking about figuring out what's going on here with the sponges?
Yeah,
We would like to look at them
just
a
because
little
there's
bit, yeah.
quite a high density of these.
It's like a little sponge nursery.
Yeah, we're close to waypoint 2 already.
Yep.
Yes, our video was so broken up, it was really hard to see how they were attached to the substrate.
So
Do you want us to try to zoom in again, Chris?
I couldn't tell whether they were
5 meters
fibrous or
towards
whether
T2.
they... Our video was so broken up, it was really hard to see how they were attached to the substrate.
Do you want us to try to zoom in again, Chris?
I couldn't tell whether they were
5
fibrous
meters
or
towards
whether
T2,
they had sort of a
something like
plated attachment.
We'll
But
ask.
it's still, regardless, it's a very unusual observation. These are quite cool, and you can see a whole bunch of them on the next little formation in the distance, too.
Absolutely. Pilot, would you mind trying to zoom in one more time?
Yeah, we're going for that.
Okay, thank you. Evidently, we're going to try to look for at the base of some of these sponges to see how they might be attached.
Go ahead, video.
Wow, look at that. It's like all along the ridge.
I'm looking.
It's possible that I might be, you know.
way more excited than the
I am
biologist.
so excited.
currently.
This is so interesting.
So.
Okay, so this is definitely not a polyopogon. I'm pretty sure these are what's called basophytous attachments, that it's got a plate that's gluing onto the rock. So my best guess would be some type of a hard sponge, maybe in the family Irididae or something like that, but I'm really not sure.
Definitely a lot of
Very interesting observation.
Chris, could you type that into the log,
tell by
please?
the way it is, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, will do right now.
Awesome. Thank you, pilots.
Coming one.
Okay.
That is just so cool. Look at this. It's like the little field
Cool.
of sponges.
And they're all just along the sort of
They're all catching the
ridge
current or
crest.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is-
Interesting. We can continue up
Definitely a
the
lot of
ridge. Is
life
that the way we
there,
were going?
You're
Or-
forced.
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I will talk to the navigators and find out what's going on. How's that?
Come up just a little bit.
Now this is watch lead.
Just be a little more comfortable.
Copy.
Go ahead, watch lead.
So can you give us an update on
You
what we're
see
doing?
this sort of fuzzy-looking stick
I
that's
thought
right
we
in
were
the
asked to
middle?
stay stationary here for a moment.
This sort of yellowish, fuzzy-looking stick.
So
I
right
think
now we're
this
not
could be
moving.
the first
Okay.
Walteria that we've documented
Are we
here.
as close to waypoint
Pilot,
2 as
can
it
you copy
looks?
that?
To
Yeah.
We
take a
should
look.
be,
I was
Okay,
wondering why
thanks.
we weren't seeing any
The
of this
XY
type of
should be
sponge so
accurate.
far in CNMI.
just not depth.
Okay.
No, I
So we're
take
just
it
gonna
back. I
continue
think
to
it's a
follow the
dead
local
stock
high
of something else
to
that
get
has
up
a
to
lot
the
of
top of
things
this,
growing on it, so
Yeah.
my bad.
Seamount.
Yeah, I think it might be a
Just
dead
have to
sponge still
grab.
covered in hydroids.
Hold there.
Is that still what you'd
Yep.
like to do?
Yep.
Were
No
you-
Walterias yet,
I can't
Chris.
hear anything over her for a minute. I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
I guess just
Alright.
wishing for one
So I was
isn't
just
good enough
asking if
for
that's
one
what
to
you
show
still
up,
wanted
is
to
it?
do. We pretty much met waypoint 2.
Please.
Yeah, I do think we want to move up towards waypoint 3, and I would like. I think we said that when we got up to the top of the ridge, we want to stay in the center and sort of scan
Before
around.
we move
Yep.
up, can we look
but-
at one of these sponges
Hold on
with the
just a
white
second.
dots on them, please?
Copy.
Sure.
Stand by.
Like 30 seconds, fine.
Good timing, Chris.
They should be anemones.
What? Oh, the white things are
Oh, on
anemones.
the
No
insides. Or
They're on a sponge, though, right?
Alright.
yeah, but I think we're
Got a
looking
little
at
bit
Like the
more.
inside.
the,
like
we're
they're
looking
in
at the
the
bottom
inside.
left,
Yeah.
correct, the column.
Center
Sorry.
Cool.
right. Big one?
So if
Hold
we
there,
were to
yeah.
go around the side, then we'd be able to see them
And,
front on.
Come on in.
Let me know if
Nope,
not.
I lied. That was it.
Okay. You want to come wide, see if there's one in the
If
foreground.
these are anemones, that's a really important clue as to what this sponge is.
Could they be anything besides anemones, or
Like
are they all?
zoanthids?
Any down there that we can see?
Yeah.
They could be. We're not really sure what it is, but if they are some type of cnidarian that's
Come back
growing
up
with
to
the
the one.
sponge,
Yeah.
then that probably indicates it's in the genus Leporella. And
Yeah.
that's the only one we know that has this commensal anemone or zoanthid or whatever it is growing in it.
We want to see the other side, I guess.
If you can do that, that would be great.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the back side, and the anemones are actually on the other side of the sponge, sticking out the other way.
All right, we're going to try
All right,
to
coming away.
zip around and
Copy.
see what we can see on the other
Get
side.
that shit moved in?
We'll full wide.
I am just really enjoying this field of
Pilots,
sponges
right
today.
now there isn't a ship move at all. Do we want to move along this ridge?
Let's stand by 1
I
minute
haven't-
while we look on the other side here.
Okay.
Until
I'm on standby
So do we
for
think
watch
that
waves
this
as
may
well.
want
They're-
to be collected? Biologists.
Let's take a look at it first, and
get those white specks from the other side.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe decide after that.
And you want to tilt up? It's going to be rocking back and forth there.
Yeah, it must be a little bit of current blowing through this ridge.
Yeah. Tilt down, actually. Let's come to the one to the left over here. Come on in, Brian.
Partial.
Oh, perfect spot to zoom on that one.
Keep coming.
Oh, the mystery's about to be solved.
Now they look like they're on the other side.
They look
now.
like they're on the other side.
I might have a little bit more. I'm not sure.
Okay, you can give it.
Maybe they're just little.
That's it. Full zoom.
Yeah.
Well, that's on
Maybe it's, yeah,
other
inside,
side.
because
Maybe in the center, inside.
Is that the same one we were looking at? Just the other
Well,
side of
quite
it?
frankly, I don't know what that is.
I don't think
I
it's
mean,
an
that's
enemy.
just we've seen them from both sides, and they just look like
Yeah.
little white things.
I vote to collect.
Shirley was suggesting maybe they're larvae. I mean, that's not a bad guess.
Okay, so shoreside scientists, we need to make a decision, make an assessment. Collect or no?
Yeah, and if we decide to collect, let's make sure we get one that's got these white things in it for sure.
Okay.
Surely, I can
Pilots,
collect.
do you think you'd be able to
Maybe
collect one of
one's
these?
not so
I think
ratty.
so. Yeah.
Oh, Shirley,
Wanna
don't
come
worry.
on,
We
Brian?
definitely saw your caps collect in the event log.
Yeah, just keep it.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go for a collection here?
Let's do it.
Pick your subject.
Great.
Yeah.
Looks like we're swapping out video right now.
Okay.
It's interesting the way they're all kind of lined up along that ridge. Deb, I think you made that observation earlier. It makes me wonder, because I know nothing about reproduction with these sponges, and it could well be that, that the larvae, just spend a short period of time and creep along the bottom, and then you just have a whole series of these, a whole row of these sponges that, from a number of larvae from one event, one reproductive event. But I mean, that's just a total swag.
Thanks, Shirley. That's really cool. I like the fact that you're not really sure about it. I think it's really interesting that one of the things we're seeing is that even though we have people who are experts in their field, they can still be surprised and wowed by things on the seafloor.
Yep, definitely.
And that's I think part of the value of exploration as well, because we're seeing things that we've really never seen before. So have this opportunity to be able to see these sponges and other organisms that either exhibiting some interesting behaviors or morphologies is very exciting.
Hey, Shirley, could I ask you 2 questions? Could you speak up a little into the mic,
Sure.
and could you introduce yourself when you have a
Yeah.
chance?
I will do that. Oh, you mean you besides saying hi, this is Shirley?
Exactly.
I'm going to draw in real quick. That's what I do.
Okay.
Leave it.
Yeah, this is
leave
Shirley
it. This
Pomponi,
is-
and
we're
I
gonna
work at
take
Harbor
this
Branch
and come
Oceanographic
off, I think.
Institute, Florida Atlantic University. I'm Deb and I work together at Harbor Branch,
Oh,
and
yeah. Go ahead.
my expertise is on sponges. And I've had a lot of experience working at much shallower depths, down to about 1,000 meters in the Johnson Sea Link submersible.
So you're aware of where the
while
tether's at?
I've seen a lot of hexactinella sponges, I've not seen the diversity that we're seeing in these deeper dives, so it's very exciting. Like Chris, I have no idea what those white dots are. So, and since we know so little about how hexactinella or glass sponges reproduce, this would be very interesting.
Awesome. And I'll also mention that Shirley and Patty, who are both on the line today, will be the leads for the leg 3 of this expedition. So after we're done in about 5 days with this expedition, we'll do 3 weeks of mapping, mostly in the Northern Marianas. And then Patty Fryer and Shirley Pomponi will be our biology and geology leads for the next ROV expedition out here.
Which is in June and July.
June and July.
We're really looking forward to it, too. And I hope Patty and I have as much fun as it sounds like Diva and Deb are having.
Yeah, we're really having an awesome time. It's not only visually stunning and extremely captivating exploration,
Co-pilot, are you guys gonna switch out? 'Cause I need
it's
you.
just a great team of people on board as well.
Okay. All right, so let's get mini Zeus up everything.
All right.
And the box is all set.
What side would you like it in?
Port is good for now. Alarm is live.
Or bio?
Can we get mini Zeus up?
Right screen?
Right screen. And you want to follow me up and out to the right?
I got your tilt too, so.
Copy.
Can we get lasers on?
No.
Okay. We'll bring the mini Zeus down a little bit. Center him up. Come on. There he goes.
So a little bit of a warning. This could be a brittle sponge, which means that it could be difficult to collect. So what I would suggest we do is have a go at one of these, and then if it's a real problem, maybe we bail on it, because they're so small and if they're brittle, they're just going to crumble.
Did you copy that, pilot?
Copied.
Okay, good.
Can we come partial on Big Zeus? Oh, there. And come in on Mini Zeus. I think I'm going to go for the one that we zoomed in on with the stock over there. How's that sound? I really like to stop moving. Come wide on Big Zeus.
If that one on the right's growing on a stalk, it might be easier.
That's what I'm going for. I just keep losing my toe. Okay.
You want me to adjust your minis just a little bit here?
Yeah. Come on up.
Looks pretty soft. That's interesting. Yay! Well done, pilot.
Oh, that looks good.
That looks excellent.
Would you like me to open drawer or wait till you take off?
Nope.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do we know which buy box we're going for? Oh,
Going
it's got a
down
little
on the
stalk and
lasers.
everything.
Excellent.
A little bit.
Come down on many Zeus.
Okay.
Down to the feet.
I got the port bio box ready to go.
Okay.
I don't know if they wanted images of it or.
We can do a couple. I'd like to not spend tons.
I think they maybe want to forego it since they said it's fragile.
Okay, get it in the box then.
Stand by. Yeah, go ahead and bring my box out.
Opening drawer.
Is that all the way wide on Big Zeus?
All cameras full wide.
Copy, thank you.
I'm gonna come down a mini zoom so you can see it.
Copy. Where do we want to go with this? Doesn't matter, huh? It's not all that big, so we'll just go here.
Fantastic. Great work, pilots. Thank you.
Good job, pilot.
Very well done. I didn't think he was going to be able to get it. That was beautiful.
Not only did he get it, but he did it with a lot of style.
Panache.
Yeah.
Sass. Yeah.
Package is secure.
Jogs off.
Hey, Navigator, this is Watchlead.
Hey, Watchlead, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. How can I help you?
Can you let me know what we are doing next?
So pilots, I think we're going to have a quick pilot change.
Mhm.
And then, so I've been told we're just following the local high, and we're trying to make it to waypoint 3.
Yes. And what we want to do when we get to sort of the top of that ridge as it flattens out,
Yeah.
I think what we're going to want to try to do first is stay in the middle and pan around a little bit, and then we'll follow the density of the corals.
Copy that.
So-
We can do that.
Thank you.
No problem.
So for those of you who are following along and the shore-based scientists, we're just having a quick ROV team pilot change. So they're getting oriented, learning what the next steps are, and then we will be on our way and ready to continue.
Yeah, so pilot,
Alon.
last move was 220. Sonar looks a little odd, though, so if you want to maybe look around, and we can try to figure out what the local high is, and that's what we're trying to follow.
All right.
According to HiPAC, the average direction to get where we want to go is approximately 200. But right now it looks like it's a little more closer to around 220 or so.
Okay, so somewhere around 200 or 220.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm looking back at you, but we've been stopped quite some time.
Yeah, we haven't moved in a while.
All right.
All right, so
head
shore-based
that way.
scientists, what we're going to do is the ship is, I believe they're going to put in to get the ship underway again, and then we will be following along. We're going to try to attain that top of the ridge. Once we get to the top, we're going to look around and see, because it's so broad, we're going to see which area might have the highest density of coral,
This is quite a little ridge.
and then
Yeah,
we
it's
will
kinda-
make a determination about where to go next.
Making the sonar a little difficult to read.
Yeah.
The Sirius is 220 right now, but it's just picking up the local high to be almost
Yeah, to
maybe like
starboard, right?
315, yeah. Which is not
Is
where
the
we
general
wanna go.
idea just to...
General idea is to follow the local high to make to the top
Okay.
flat plains,
All right.
and then they just want to look at density of the coral. So I think this feature right here might just be in the way, and then we can continue on behind it.
The geology's in the way.
Yeah.
Guys, as we go over
I heard
this,
that.
can we look down into the chasm?
Okay.
So yeah, now that we're past that,
Look at that.
It's like
Awesome.
It's like the abyss.
Awesome pillows.
Oh, I was just talking about the drop-offs.
You were talking about the pillows. Don't lie.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so that ridge we're on is totally separate from this
yeah.
part here.
So that agrees with high pack for the most part. So I think, so you're looking at,
Wow.
yeah, 205 right now. Sirius really isn't picking
yeah.
much up ahead.
Seeing more stuff off to the right.
Far out, Sirius might be picking something up around 225 maybe.
So it seems like just even looking at the
Do you want to zoom
contours,
in on any of these, Diva?
the uphill should be that way till we get to the top,
Yeah. Which is roughly
which
215.
yeah, I've got a lot.
Hold on. Now, this is watch lead.
Yes, watch lead.
Do you have a moment or not?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
a moment.
Can you tell us at the, not the rate really we're going right
If
now,
you
but
pull
at
up
a
higher,
reasonable
Carl,
rate,
you
can
might
we
be able to
achieve
line it for
waypoint 3?
Sirius off in the
Let
distance.
me do some math and I'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, pilot, so what do you...
you can see there's a wall ahead of me.
Yeah, I see that on...
And it's in
Wall!
my sonar. It's
So
about
exciting.
Do you want to move towards that slowly?
It's a big
yeah,
hole.
it's about 230.
Wow.
Actually,
So it's
235.
235, about
Yeah.
15 meters out.
Yeah, and you can see on
covered
Sirius.
with
Well,
sponges?
there's
What is that?
actually quite a bit off to Sirius's starboard side. We'll have to be careful of that. It's only
Yeah, it's
like
with,
18 meters
Wow.
yeah.
out. Which let me look that way.
So I don't know if folks at home and
Looks like
shorebay
you're
scientists
finding a
can
little
really
slot
see
canyon.
what we're looking at
Yeah.
yet, but it looks like there's
Yeah,
a sheer
so
wall in front
it's
of us.
also off to Sirius's starboard.
Yeah, we can see it. It's a little broken up, but we were just commenting on it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's anywhere from 235 to due west is this kind of wall with a gap in the middle.
Do you want to look
look-
at the one
Yeah.
closer
so
to 225?
yeah, but we can move Sirius also a little bit to port to get her away from that wall.
Okay,
So
so
we-
do you want to do
Set at 230.
215?
Yeah, then we would know we're not heading towards that at least.
Okay, do you want to move 20 meters? 215 at 20 meters? Looks like the feature on Sirius's radar might be about 35 meters out.
Yeah, but that one's closer. Let's do
about
like
Oh, that one.
15.
let's do like 15 meters.
15 at
Maybe at-
215?
Maybe at 210 or something.
Copy.
It's be-
15 at 210.
Sirius's compass, since it's magnetic, can be a little off too.
Oh,
So
okay.
We don't want to accidentally head that way.
Copy. Bridge, this is Nav.
I do wonder what's all along that
Hi,
wall.
can we get a ship move of 15 meters at 210 degrees at
this one
0.2
does.
knots?
I thought so too, just because they seem to stand out so
Yeah, they kinda
easily.
glow.
Yeah.
So ahead of us it looks like this, some acidic
So,
corals,
Copy, thank you,
a
Bridge.
column
Profile, if you
of
wanna turn,
sponge down to the
210.
bottom of the left
We'll
corner.
head that way
And
then
morphology
I'll
that looks like pillows.
head over.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll
They do look like
we'll head along
pillows.
our direction here and make sure we're away from the wall on starboard, and then once Sirius stops, we can move to. I'll move to starboard, and we can look at that wall.
Sounds good. I'm facing 210,
Perfect.
and I'm way up above you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bridge.
This is some of the most convoluted terrain we've had to navigate on before.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Watchley, this is Nav.
Go ahead.
Nav.
Hi, so it does look like if we keep a slow, steady space, we should be able to reach the flat portion at the top. But we are, as you just saw in the middle, we're taking it a little slow right now because there's some steep walls around us. But unless we see anything unless this all these obstructions continue, we should be in good shape to get to the top.
Okay.
Stand by video.
Will we be able to make it all the
Co-pilot,
way to waypoint 3?
If we get to like a more flat area, it's tough to say what we see ahead, but
Okay.
I believe so. We have a good chance to.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
You're going to come down a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you come down 3 or 4 meters, 'cause we know where we are and we're waiting here. So
Sounds good.
should be
All right. So shore-based scientists, as you can tell, we're in a area that's little more interesting terrain than I think we had anticipated. And of course, that's because the bathymetry that, even the bathymetry we collected last night, while certainly better than the 100-meter gridded bathymetry we had before, it's 50-meter gridded bathymetry. So you're never going to be able to pick out the local highs and lows.
That's better.
So it's a little more complex than they
Video,
had
what
expected.
were you asking there about the rocks?
And we are still going to try
wall
to
section of
attain
this
waypoint
immediately
3,
in front of the camera.
but it may
Probably
be a little
show
bit of
the
a push, and we
geologist
won't know
the
until we get out of
Ripley effect.
this complex terrain and onto
Sure, you
something
just wanna
flatter,
zoom in
whether
here?
that's a really
Yeah.
good
Okay.
possibility or
Go
not.
for it.
Maybe able to comment on it.
Thanks, Bridge. Yeah, pilot set move just completed, so you'll have some swing in a little. If you don't have it
A
yet.
little bit more. Reduce that tether pull.
Yes?
Oh, sorry, Washlead, I had you latched.
So while we're waiting to move, I thought it would be interesting to just talk a little bit about the textures that we're seeing on these rocks. So these are very, very indicative of manganese crusts. While I was watching the most recent Hawaiian Islands ROV cruise at home, we saw a lot of this. This pebbly or botryoidal, so sort of shaped like bunches of grapes, texture is very indicative of having a manganese crust on top of whatever rock is below it.
You can just
In
keep
this
panning
case,
around.
we thought, at least in general, that we've been looking at a lot of igneous rocks, that we've probably been looking at pillow basalts.
And I'll pull out.
All right. So in a minute, I'll have more leash to go ahead.
Saw some fairly bright images at the bottom of Sirius's view.
Look at that crinoid. Is that a
I
crinoid?
know, yeah. Yes, it is, Deb. Very well done.
All right, I got a crinoid right.
Yeah, to starboard.
You've learned so much since we started.
I really have.
There are a couple crinoids there, as well as a couple isidids. A Colophacus sponge now coming into view.
So we did 1.5 meters, correct, Nav?
Yes, 1.5 meters at 2:110.
All right.
At what?
2:1. Oh, I'm sorry, 2:10. Not.
Okay.
This terrain is just amazing.
It really is. This is actually really not what I expected to see
No,
today.
same.
And I think that was based on our
Okay, I'm gonna,
preconceptions from
keep an
being
eye
at
on this and start
Pigafetta,
coming up.
Gio,
Okay,
yesterday.
coming up with you.
And I think both Diva and I really expected to see much of
Then
the
we'll
same terrain from
definitely,
yesterday because we were diving on another nearby Gio.
Get
And
up and over it.
really very different. Are those all sponges or are those corals or what are those
These
things?
look like funnel-shaped sponges to me.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to say
Thank you, Pilot.
corals. I mean, sponges is what I meant. Because
pulling you a
sponges just
little.
have this very
Sorry about
characteristic glow.
Yeah,
from a
you can really see
distance.
them from far away.
Yeah.
Maybe you also want to tour back towards Sirius.
Yeah, this
to
is
look at
Patty in Hawaii. What I was going to say is that if you look at the regional map of these two seamounts, one we dove on yesterday and one we're diving on today, this one is closer to the trench axis. And the seafloor is more fractured than that of the seafloor around the one we dove on yesterday.
The ship is moving,
And it has been
but
noted
we are
that
taking it slow as
as
we
the
approach this
tectonic
wall.
plate bends
Just a heads
before
up.
it begins to be subducted at a deep ocean trench, it does create fractures
Okay, here we are
on the
lined up at
seafloor, and those
210.
fractures can be seen going right
Interestingly enough,
through
there's
some of the
nothing on the
large
Sirius sonar
seamounts.
ahead.
The fact that we're seeing so much
definitely moving
pillow
around.
lava here, you know, and
Should be
that
able to make
would
contact with the wall in a
not
minute.
necessarily be what you would expect at the top of a wave-eroded EO from the Cretaceous. I just wonder if perhaps what we may be looking at are somewhat younger volcanic events superimposed on the older edifice of the Cretaceous
I wonder why this
seamount.
doesn't show up on
And
the
that's
Sirius sonar.
perfectly possible that you
Sirius
might
sonar,
get
is it,
a little bit of
360
partial
or just
melting
180?
of the mantle
360.
beneath where these cracks
still got that
occur
curve
as
up
the plate
by
bends. It
Yeah.
tends to compress
Odd.
the deeper portions of the plate,
There's-
and that would cause melting.
do-
So
What do you want to
maybe
bump
that's
it out
what we're
one
seeing here.
range? Maybe this one.
Thank you, Patty. That's really very interesting.
Yeah, probably. Do you say you want
I
me to
really
bump
that was
sonar out?
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Serious, yeah.
Just one. I'm just
And I will
curious.
mention, I
80.
think we saw also from the bathymetry of the two seamounts that this one was a little bit more rough
Yeah, it's not.
than Pigafetta was.
This may be,
So
maybe the
this one
top Sirius
did have
Sirius
more
is just
relief
above it.
and more
Yeah,
structure
but-
Right
than
now
the
we're
area
around
that
the
we
edge
were
of the
diving on
blackness.
yesterday.
I think the high.
Is there
may be
anything we want to
behind
zoom in
us.
here?
Where Sirius is
We
at.
can zoom in on that.
Yeah, you've got a,
Go ahead, Chris.
I
got
thought
a
it's-
fish
I
in the
think
lower
Sirius
left
should
corner
have-
there. I don't know
Fish
if that'd
in the
be
lower
possible
left
to get
corner?
him.
Yep.
If it hasn't
Just-
stopped swinging, should
Just left.
finish
Oh,
soon.
Just
going on
But
screen
do
now.
you notice any more swing?
I think
I don't know yet.
I think
Yeah,
our
no,
ROV
that's
pilots
fine.
might
I
be
definitely was
trying
moving.
to make sure they're set
Copy.
up correctly right now,
Very
but we will
high
ask them
rock
to zoom when we have when they have a chance.
Yeah, watch it. We're just going really
Yeah,
slow to
that's-
this
yeah.
wall
yeah,
because
no
it's a pretty
problem.
hard return on sonar. But yeah, we'll be in range in just a moment.
Yep, great, thank you. We don't want to push you guys.
And also, as we get closer
think
to this
Sirius is
wall,
pretty
it
much
would
stopped
be,
now?
if they had a chance to zoom in on one of these base sponges that's on the wall, this may or
not
may
yet,
not be
should
the
be
same
soon.
thing. These are bigger,
Maybe I'm gonna-
and they look a little bit different, so it'd be worthwhile
Yeah.
if they had a chance.
Right here.
Sure, Chris. As
Yeah,
soon as
I'll,
they are
I think
okay
you can
to
go out and
move,
make
we'll get
contact
them
with
to
the
do
wall,
that.
though.
Well, I'm going to start pulling you.
Do you want me to put
This
Sirius
is so
sonar back?
interesting. I'm just really
Yeah, it's
enjoying
good.
looking at all these
Everything up,
sponges
yeah.
today.
And I think we'll start sliding to starboard.
Sponges rule.
I just don't like having that feature
I'm going to
over
have to
there.
agree with you, Chris.
Yeah.
I think I'm
But there's
becoming a
also one
convert.
ahead, so.
I think the one to the right.
Meanwhile, for
It's-
some reason, the
my
people on
right
the
is
ship
a little bit
are staring at me
taller.
and believe
Yeah.
that I'm actually being sarcastic, which I am not.
All right. Well, let's.
I will say it again for emphasis. I'm
slide
really
over that
enjoying
way
the
then.
sponges today.
All right, you want me to follow you?
Yeah.
Sponges rule, but corals are kings.
What? What was that?
Yeah, can you tilt down
I
and follow
said-
me around?
Already done.
Sponges may rule, but corals are kings.
True words. True words.
This is quite.
I think they put something in the water on the ship today.
Speaking of
We're a
corals,
little
So
more
some of
giggly
these
than
corals
usual.
actually look like they're a pretty good sized colony.
What's the little white stuff that's on this one again?
That's more of those.
Is it more of the sponges?
Yeah, that are perfectly
you're hitting
oriented
now?
on the
something
crest
out
right
to
there
find
again.
And look at those
Okay.
gorgeous, gorgeous pillow basalts.
How? I'm confused as to how those even form.
Yeah.
it's our delta.
Because it's not like,
Yeah.
remember on the pillow.
Well, you see them starting to drape off there.
Yeah, because remember on the other ones they were broken open
Yeah.
where they were cooling and then they just dropped off. Right.
I think Patty had a very good point, though. I mean, I'm not sure that we're looking at things that. I don't know that these are actually
Started
in
in
place.
this
Exactly.
orientation.
The orientation
Okay,
may have changed.
fair
This
enough.
may have been
You wanna
fractured,
start up
fissured. These
some?
may have
I'm with
broken
you.
apart.
Let's try to
But it's very hard to know.
just come up and get ourselves oriented here. We're pretty much in an impossible little
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
you're
V-shaped canyon.
Yeah.
So maybe if we come up, it'll recede a bit and can get comfortable. There we go.
What's
Aaron,
that?
if you want to kind of
What's
tilt
what?
down and
The big white thing in the middle.
Another sponge, but
But it looks different.
so pilots, are we okay to start zooming on things, or do you still need some more time?
We need another minute or two.
all right. So I have good sonar contacts ahead.
My sonar contacts are out to about 25 meters.
Okay. Good. And yeah, just keep following me on camera. Oh, you're also you're 25 meters out.
Stopping. Right, I'm holding here if you want to come up.
Well, I think I'll see if they want any zooms here. So if you
Okay.
just come down a few meters,
Right, come down a bit.
then we'll be stable here.
Sounded like we want to look at that sponge. It
Oh,
just
look, we
went
found
on
a little
the
patch
left.
of high-density
Okay,
stuff.
watch leads.
Yes.
We came into a tricky little canyon there where the walls were closing on both sides, so we had to choose the closest wall, which is this one. So sorry if we did miss anything on the other wall, but we just had to get into a safe spot. So we can zoom anywhere around here you'd like.
Okay, great.
Okay, so let's take a couple looks at these patches of sponges on the lower left, the little colonies again, to see if they're
Okay.
the same kind of thing. And then the sponge further up, which I think might be a Tretopleura.
What about the sponge further down?
Where? Oh, yeah. And so instead of doing the Tretopleura above, let's do the sponge further down, below the
kinda
multiple
white,
colonies.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you.
And pilot, if I heard you correctly, you don't want to end up back in the situation looking at those other walls again, right?
No.
Okay.
We're going to keep moving
Just making sure.
westward, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, very be interesting to get a high-resolution map of this area.
And we'd also like to look at the coral just to the bottom of the screen right now.
Okay.
When you have a
All right.
chance. I
All
think
right,
that's
video.
an
Free to zoom
Antipatheria.
on this
Is the
coral.
one in front of
Or, sorry, the sponge.
Chrysogorgia gorgeous?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm getting so good.
My goodness.
Holding.
Okay.
Okay,
Coming
so
back
we've got
up.
a Chrysogorgid with one of its squat lobsters, commensals,
Pushing in.
Okay.
living inside of it.
And we
And
saw this
there's
type
a-
of sponge before. What is this?
Just getting a toe in now. I'm going to tilt up for you.
Oh,
That's not a very good toe.
Well, the
That's a lot of
Chirostylid
zoom.
squat lobster is likely from
Yeah.
the genus
This is
Europticus.
for the geologists.
There are also a couple of
Okay, there we go.
hydroids around. And then there's this absolutely beautiful sponge. Chris is saying he's not sure what it is, but perhaps it's from the genus Farreide.
Max zoom.
All right.
Thank
you're,
you.
You're free to do what you'd
Beautiful.
like video.
Okay.
So I think this is in the family Farreidae. I finally got a close look at this, but it's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. You know, of these sort of, I don't know if you can call them bushy,
Yeah, will
but
you put them on?
they're not really erect ones. But I'm really not sure. It's really fascinating. A beautiful sponge.
Yeah, that's the easier way.
Great, and if we could take a look at this coral just coming into view on the left,
All right.
please.
You know, lace the laser before.
Just
or
because
sponge
Tina
before we
Molotova is on the
pop it.
line.
There's the sponge. Yeah, about 15 centimeter sponge. Okay, sliding down to the coral.
I think I'm in a partial right now.
Yeah.
So is this some kind of cladopathid, Tina? Yeah, Trisopathes, is that
Start
what we're
with
going with here?
Lasing the base
Yeah.
of the coral there.
And if
So
you
Tina's
can,
saying
maybe
this
anchor yourself
Antipatherian
up
or
again
black
on that
coral
cross-
is from the genus Trisopathes.
crossing points.
Okay, fairly stable. Just have one toe in here. You're free to zoom video.
Zooming in.
So going down.
Nav, could I just confirm what time we are coming off bottom? Was that about 3?
Pushing in.
Off bottom time as of right now is 3:21 UTC.
So one thing that's different
Thanks.
at this location than yesterday is there's quite a lot of variety. I think there's quite a bit more variety here than we did see yesterday. We were seeing a lot of isidids and these sort of large bushy isidids, but we're seeing quite an assortment of corals and sponges both
spend
here.
too much time in this canyon.
Why is that?
Just to get to waypoint 3.
Oh, okay. We'll get this coral, then we'll pop
Yeah,
up over the top.
definitely. That's a
Copy
great
that.
point, Chris. So if you're just joining us, we are at a depth of 2,200 meters at a site known as Enrique Guillo. This is a flat-topped seamount to the east of Guam and the Marianas Islands. And currently, we are exploring this Guillo because what we can see right now on screen is that it's got this very thick layer of ferromanganese crust, which coats all of the substrate. And that crust contains many metals which are being sought after commercially. Things like cobalt, nickel, manganese, iron, and so on. And although it's not being exploited currently, it may be exploited in the future. Unfortunately, many of these habitats have never been explored, such as this Guillo, which is being imaged for the first time. And so it's important that we characterize the biology living on this Guillo so we can kind of gauge how to manage and potentially protect these environments in the future. So our plan, we have about an hour and 10 minutes left on the seafloor for this dive. And during this time, we are planning to head upslope to see what other sponge and coral communities we encounter. We currently have 2 samples collected, 1 rock and 1 sponge. And we hope we enjoy the rest of the dive and it's as productive as the first half has been.
Full wide.
Thank you, video.
Correction. We will enjoy the rest of the
Alright,
dive.
I'm looking straight down at you almost.
Yeah. All right. Time for me to go up. So Sirius did move.
Yeah,
good, I
Sirius
guess.
did come in another 4 or 5 meters.
It's a good thing we found this wall and you're not down there.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those instances where I think the pilot already said this, but I will repeat it. High resolution bathymetry would have been really helpful.
Do you want to go with a partial? Or
Is all this particulate coming off of the RV pilot?
Towards your destination?
Say again. Watch
All the particulates in the water?
I don't know.
Suddenly seemed like there was a lot.
Yeah. I haven't been up here to stir them up. I'm not sure.
I think maybe some of it blew off the wall and you backed off that first time.
That's true. I did stir up a little after the first zoom.
So, pilot, what
Okay, you want to
direction?
go partial video?
Yep, go partial and you just fly across as you're headed towards your destination.
So on top of this little sort of ridge here, we can see some more of the sponges which we collected earlier, as well as some stalked crinoids, some brisingid sea stars, some black corals.
Is that what those are?
The yellowy ones?
lobster.
Yeah. So black corals are Antipatherians. Yeah. So the sponges which we collected are the small white ones, which tend to occur in quite high densities, and those had some unidentified white dots in them. So that's a mystery we're hoping to solve with that sample we have in the bio box. And there are also quite a few isidids. And also we just saw Bathypathes, which has gone out of view quite quickly, but I can see another one, I think, in the center of the screen. as well as some stalked crinoids.
I think bathypathy should be our word for the day.
Bathypathies. The other black corals we were seeing before are potentially heteropathies. Thank you, Tina, for those ideas. And also trissopathies. So there could be 3 different types of black corals right here in this area.
Wow.
So, something at the bottom of that coral on the right, the big one. See the little nub?
I think it's a broken base down there.
Yeah, next to it. Maybe it's just a crinoid, or it's a
Yeah.
ovaroid leg.
I think so.
Wow, what a
As we're
forest.
going by this bamboo coral colony, I'm just kind of marveling at how long that lower branch is. No idea why, but sometimes it's just interesting the different directions that coral colonies can send their branches in. And the idea, what we believe, is that they're responding to changes in currents around them when they grow. So that's why there can be so many different shapes for the same species.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to get
Thanks, Scott. That
heavy
was,
on the right
that was
there
cool.
and fall over.
See it back there in the background.
Yeah, it's big.
All right, pilot, we should probably start to make some tracks if you're good in this canyon.
Yeah, well, it's still looking straight down at me, so we got to find our direction, huh?
Yeah, so right now you're looking at 300, which
Wow,
is
there
about
is really a lot to
90
see up
degrees
here.
offset of where we want to go.
Is that a dead stalk with stuff on it?
Yeah, so
Go
Deb,
check
I
it
think
out.
you're exactly correct. A dead stalk with lots and lots of different life on it.
You want to go full wide?
And we saw that yesterday
please.
on our other geo dive quite a lot, that there were a number of dead stalks yesterday, and many of them
Colonized by
Yep.
many different animals.
Okay, so actually there's a lot around here, but I take it we want to start moving towards the next waypoint.
Yes, please.
All
That
right.
is my understanding as well.
Okay, so now we have to figure out where to go. Cirrus sonar, you're kind of uphill. Oh, you have a big
something,
something.
yeah, maybe two.
What is the thing in the middle next to the dead sponge
210
stalk?
almost.
Is it a
200.
sea
Sea
star?
on a sponge.
Okay.
I don't have
Exactly.
anything in my sonar except for one.
I am really enjoying all
large
these little
thing
tiny
off
sponges.
the
They're very
starboard.
cute.
Yeah, that's.
Odd. So
Yeah, that is odd.
well, we certainly don't want to go the way I'm facing because look at Hypack. That's
Yeah, that's.
wrong.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to probably hop this canyon. See what's on the other side.
And we could try and go make contact with that wall that's
Yeah.
20 degrees to my port.
So you've got. Yeah, you want to zoom out one on.
Yeah, I think you just picked it up.
Sirius?
Zoom out on Cirrus?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
picking it up now.
Hey, video, this is
Okay.
Watchlead. There have been a number of concerns on the event log that the audio from the ship is very, very bad.
25.
So
it's on both of ours.
Yep.
That's good. That's a good destination, it looks like.
So that's about.
You want to slowly turn that way and corral me over there?
Copy that. Right.
Just, if you keep me on screen but kind of guide me, I'll
Yep. We'll
naturally go that way. And is that, that's due south, huh?
Yeah, which is still good for
Okay.
to get to waypoint 3.
What
So
is
that's
that?
almost-
Oh,
Yeah,
I think it was an amphipod.
due south. 25 meters out from D2.
25 from me, yeah.
And
So
about, yeah, looks about 25, 30 for Sirius. Would you want to do a 20 meter or 15 meter move due south?
you can zoom Sirius back in and let's see what ring it falls on. I don't want to get into another little canyon again. So yeah, it's 25 from me.
There
I
you're
bet.
starting to be able to see it, I think.
Yeah. I bet you
Is
can
this a
move.
stocked crinoid on the
All right, I'm
left
at
side? I
220.
can't really
It's
tell.
more or less ahead
Yeah,
of
I
me.
think so, Scott. Do you want to get a closer look at it?
220 looks like 220 kind of looks like.
Pilot, can we
fine.
potentially look at the stalk crinoid just on the
course.
left of
I
the
just
screen,
wanted to
please?
make sure it
Yeah.
wasn't something like Umbellula or a Metallogorgia.
No, I'm pretty sure that's a... I'm not going to say anything, because when I said I'm pretty
Thank
sure,
you.
then it's wrong. But it does look very much like a stalked crinoid.
I would say so.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, video. You want to go in on this crinoid here?
Okay.
Okay, you can go in more.
Stalked crinoid.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
Is that crinoid
So perhaps
or
a type of
hydroid?
bath you
Just
can
do your
obey.
best. And if
This
could
one?
you tell us when
The
we
one
have to
below.
come off bottom?
Yeah, it was 321.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I should have
Sorry, I
told you
wasn't here evidently.
Pan down.
Okay, so then do we want to try and stop filming on things and try and get out of this area of... No?
No, they're so what the navigator just said was that they're going to continue to go slowly because
Right.
they want to be safe as they're moving through this area. So us asking them to go faster is not going to work.
No, but I just meant not distracting them with zooms.
I think that's a question for the pilots, to be honest.
No, you're not really distracting. We'll zoom when we pause. Or
Okay,
When,
okay.
Of course, if you really want one, we'll do what we can. But
Great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
video.
shore-based scientists,
We're
I'm not
clear.
sure if you heard that.
Okay.
There
Pull
are
off, I'll pull out.
many more hard returns in this area than they had expected. So they're needing to take it a little bit slower in terms of movement than they had hoped.
Right.
And it
All
is
right. I kinda
somewhat
like
unlikely that we're
225 as
actually
a
going to get
direction of
all the way to
travel.
waypoint 3, but we are going to continue to try to
So,
move in that direction.
225.
I'm actually also going to write that into the event log in case people can't hear it from the audio
It's
on
a
the
little
ship.
offset from D2 sonar, which is a
Okay.
little odd, but
All right, then let's go 210.
do
Yeah, if you
you want to
actually
split the difference?
Copa, if you turn to get it actually on the nose, that would be.
I was looking at the quote. Oh, never mind. I know what
Yeah,
you're
so
looking at.
for D2 it looks almost 190, and Sirius maybe 220.
All right.
Well, so let's just go maybe 15 meters at 200.
Yeah, that
Closer?
splits it nicely.
All
Okay.
right.
I'll put that in. 15 meters at 200. Bridge, this is Nav. Hi, can we get a ship move of 15 meters at 200 degrees at 0.2 knots?
We should also sort of take note of the...
Good copy. Thank you, Bridge.
differences as you go up to these next areas. This doesn't seem to be well represented on the mapping data.
Say that again, video.
I was saying we should take note of the heights of these different areas, like we just pulled off one little knob.
Can I just have like one moment to be like, how cool is
Now
this?
it's
There are
over
some pretty
here.
big walls around here.
How
I'm
cool
slightly
is
concerned.
Well, it's big enough that we do not have an altitude lock. Oh, there we go,
Wow.
20
Oh my
no, no,
gosh,
no, no.
are you serious?
It just came back 23. 23. But it was out for a minute. I'm not sure why.
Well, I'm glad it came back.
So we're 20 meters above the bottom of this thing.
That is awesome. So we're looking at a wall of pillows that, as a non-biologist, I will say is also covered in sponges.
Your altitude and my altitude are about the same, and we
Yeah.
have a 15-meter delta.
This is going to be kind of like the whale shark. We're going to vacate the front row.
Pilots, I might take a quick bio break.
So what's your altitude's 20? You can
As
wanna
I was
come down
saying,
a few.
this
Maybe
is
I
a
can
very
come
beautiful
down, okay.
pillow wall
Yeah.
with
Why
what
don't I
I
hold
believe
here
are
and you
sponges
go
on
down?
it. And
Because
the pilots
I
were
don't have
informing
any
us
tether.
that we were about 25
I wonder
meters
if
off
there's any
bottom.
Oh, I
chance to
see. You're
zoom in
moving
on
up.
one of
Yeah. We
those
should stay here, yeah.
base sponges again that's on this wall, just like that last one.
Are they the ones in the center or the ones to the top?
I'm going to back up a little. But you're moving straight this way, so.
Yep.
Are they the ones in the center or the top? Do you know?
Yes. So pilots, if possible, we'd like to get a look at some of these vase sponges. So they're the ones that look like vases.
So top?
All over.
Oh, all over?
Yep. We are.
Yeah, the ones that
We're on
have
our
got
way.
a circular opening to them that are facing us, those would be good.
Okay. I think they're kind of moving away from the wall right now.
No, I'm just, I got a little overexcited and got too close. Where Sirius is headed this way. My
Okay.
tether just got tight. So here I'm looking off along the wall. You can see the vertical wall of sponges here.
Yep. So if we get close enough to any of those to do a quick zoom, that would be great.
We definitely will. I
Great.
have my eye on these circular ones here.
This is awesome. This is just totally awesome bathymetry.
You can imagine, so we have about a 10-minute delay moving Sirius.
Mhm.
So you can imagine not really knowing what's ahead of you and trying to move around these.
Yeah, I should rephrase. It's awesome for me as a geologist. For you as an ROV pilot, this may not be your favorite terrain. So I apologize.
It's pretty awesome.
This reminds me of Galapagos. We were jumping in and out of those grabens trying to move around that were not on the bathymetry.
The biggest nose with the most coral looks like it's up there.